Alright, so now that we've been able to get an idea of the performance of the Pixel 9 Pro in my previous testings, let's now dive into camera testing. Quick note, for this camera test, unlike the others in the past, I will refrain from any personal subjective opinions, but instead focus on factual details such as which has better HDR, realistic coloring, and stabilization. Definitely let me know in the comments which phone you preferred after seeing all of the test results. With that being said, as you can see, we are first testing the main wide-angle lens with 4K video. Stabilization was overall great on both phones. HDR and detail is slightly better for the iPhone on the main wide-angle lens. The Pixel at times provides a sharper and brighter imagery in comparison to the iPhone. The iPhone as of now appears to maintain a more realistic color profile, while the Pixel is going for a very vibrant imagery. As for night photography, the iPhone is definitely capturing better details in HDR in every shot. Moving on to photos for the wide-angle lens, let's start with portraits. Starting with my wife, the Pixel is definitely brighter, vibrant, and has a more aggressive bokeh. However, the iPhone is more subtle and has more realistic coloring with ever so slightly better details. While the Pixel shots are definitely social media ready, which many may actually prefer. Now, moving on to the front selfie camera, the iPhone was able to capture my actual skin tone along with better details when looking at my skin and shirt. However, again, because of the Pixel's brighter and more vibrant imagery, the Pixel is most likely preferred by many for social media postings. Now, let's look at landscape photography. Throughout most of the wide-angle shots, the Pixel tends to stick with the more vibrant and saturated color profile, while the iPhone tends to stay neutral and give a more accurate coloring. As for details, both are pretty on par and will go toe-to-toe. As for HDR, at times, the iPhone may have better HDR, while at other times, the Pixel has the better HDR in landscape photography. Truly a matter of preference. Moving on to the telephoto lens, similar to the wide-angle lens, the iPhone has the more accurate coloring, but also appears to have better details in HDR as it pertains to the telephoto video. However, the Pixel isn't too far behind in detail in HDR. The Pixel does give the more vibrant coloring throughout this telephoto test. Now, on the flip side, as for night shots, the iPhone seems to be ahead in every category. Moving on to telephoto photography, both are a tie, as the iPhone at times has better HDR and details, while at other times the Pixel has better HDR and details. As for coloring, the iPhone has the more natural, realistic look, while the Pixel is still showcasing that vibrant and saturated color profile. Again, truly a matter of preference, as neither of these phones dominated in this category.
Drop that. Hey, yeah. Hey.
Last but not least, let's review the ultra-wide-angle lens. So starting with video, unlike before, both phones are actually very close in giving the more natural coloring. However, the Pixel's ever so slightly off from what I'm seeing in person, but for details in HDR, the iPhone is slightly better here in the video category, especially at night, which you'll soon see in about a minute or two. Now moving on to ultra-wide photography, both phones trade blows, as at times the iPhone had better HDR and details, while other times the Pixel provided better HDR and details. I'd say for the ultra-wide photography category, the Pixel 9 Pro slightly comes on top as it produced more color accurate and better HDR shots in comparison to the iPhone. But again, very, very close. Truly a matter of preference. In conclusion, as I've said in the beginning of the video, I will refrain from deeming one phone better than the other as it pertains to the camera performance, as results and preference is all subjective. Henceforth, I am very curious to read your thoughts in the comments below regarding which phone you think is the best in this camera comparison. Thanks for watching, please subscribe if you haven't already, and definitely stay tuned for more testing like this.